Hi there. It's May 13th and time for Proverbs 13. Let's jump over there and we will get into it. Verse 1. A wise son responds to his father's discipline, but a mocker doesn't listen to rebuke. Plenty of those out there, huh? Most of them are carrying signs and doing damage in cities and stuff. 2. From the fruit of his mouth a person will enjoy good things, but treacherous people have an appetite for violence. I like this part. You say good things, nice things, and be humble. Don't brag on yourself. You'll enjoy good things. It's that simple. The one who guards his mouth protects his life. The one who opens his lips invites his own ruin. The same subject, huh? Keep your mouth shut. Okay. 4. The slacker craves yet has nothing, but the diligent is fully satisfied. Okay. 5. The righteous hate lying, but the wicked bring disgust and shame. Right. Do you hate liars? Most honest people do. 6. Righteousness guards people of integrity, but wickedness undermines the sinner. Right. Basic common sense. 7. One person pretends to be rich but has nothing. Another pretends to be poor but has abundant wealth. Now this seems to be the theme for all of life today, doesn't it? You see people driving big cars and using expensive phones and nice clothes and beautiful hair, and they're really poor, okay? When they have no food and they live in a little tiny house that nobody ever sees because they're out with this persona that they want everybody to see and think. And I've never quite understood trying to impress people that don't know you and will never know you and being worried about what they think. Okay? I just, live in your budget. On the other hand, there's people that pretend to be poor but has abundant wealth. They're not any better, okay? They're very stingy and very frugal, and I have known some millionaires in my life that have been very wealthy, but they drive old beat up trucks and they wear, clothes with holes in them because they don't want anybody to know, okay? Because they don't want to help anybody. Which one is worse? They're different, but same issue. Okay? They're hiding something. Okay? Both of these people are hiding something. 8. Riches are a ransom for a person's life, but a poor person hears no threat. Yeah? Sometimes it's better off to be poor. When you're rich, there's always somebody trying to take it. Always. Okay? And rich people think they have lots of friends, but these people only are loyal to their money. They're not loyal to their rich friends. Okay? But if you're poor, you don't have those problems. Okay? The light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is put out. Right. If you're a righteous person, people will notice that. They'll say something's different about you. How can I get some of what you have? And you can tell them. 10. Arrogance leads to nothing but strife, but wisdom is gained by those who take advice. Right. Let's highlight that too. Arrogance leads to nothing but strife. Okay? If you think you know everything, if you think you're smarter than everybody, nobody's smarter than everybody. Okay? It's just not. There's always going to be somebody who's smarter than you. There's always going to be somebody that can teach you something you don't know. Okay? Wisdom is gained by those who take advice. 11. Wealth obtained by fraud will dwindle, but whoever earns it through labor will multiply it. Right? Cheaters never prosper, my grandmother used to say. That's true. 12. Hope delayed makes the heart sick, but desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Yeah. As people say, someday I'm going to do this. Someday my ship's going to come in. It never does. 13. The one who has contempt for instruction will pay the penalty, but the one who respects a command will be rewarded. Okay? That's kind of important. Let's highlight that too. Just why not? Hmm? There's somebody who you can't tell them anything. Hmm? They know everything, so you can't tell them anything. Hmm? 14. A wise person's instruction is a fountain of life, turning people away from the snares of death. Right. You know, a very wise person, listen to them. Okay? Especially old people. Okay, I'm getting older. And listen to them. They've been through some stuff, okay? And I've tried to tell my kids, don't do that, because if you do this, this is going to happen. It will happen. And sometimes they're, they're kids. They're like, nah, it won't happen to me. And they call me up later, Dad, it happened to me, just like you said. I should have listened to you. I get that. And, I'm glad they called me and said, yeah, I should have listened to you. You were right. Yeah, well, maybe next time you will heed my advice. Okay? A wise person's instruction is a fountain of life. We should highlight that just because we talked about it. 15. Good sense wins favor, but the way of the treacherous never changes. Treacherous will perish. Good sense wins favor. Yeah. Common sense, good sense. 16. Every sensible person acts knowledgeably. That's a big word, huh? But a fool displays his stupidity. Boy, that's a true statement, isn't it? I'm going to highlight that just because it made me laugh. A wicked envoy falls into trouble, but a trustworthy courier brings healing. Now they have, they still have envoys in some cases, but most of this stuff is done on the internet and through mail and texting nowadays. Okay? And there's lots of people on the internet that just want to start trouble. All they want to do is argue, Just argue. And there's always somebody to put them in their place, right? I don't engage in that kind of stuff, and I just keep scrolling when I see it because it's just, you don't know that person, you can't change that person, so why argue with them, just, if you want to think that way, then have at it, all right? 18. Poverty and disgrace come to those who ignore discipline, but the one who accepts correction will be honored. Sooner or later, the people who don't listen are going to end up at the bottom. Okay? Because they never learn. 19. Desire fulfilled is sweet to the taste, but to turn from evil is detestable to fools. Okay? Some people like being evil. They like it. And you can't change that. I don't know why they put these together. Desire fulfilled is sweet to the taste, but to turn from evil is detestable to fools. 20. The one who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm. I'm old enough to say, I say this all the time. My dad always says, and my kids will tell you this, the one who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm. Okay? You want to be smart? Hang around smart people. Okay? You want to be good? Hang around good people. You want to be wise, kind? Hang around those kind of people. Become one of them. You hang around with fools, you hang around with idiots, you hang around with lowlifes, you will suffer harm. You're going to end up at the bottom just like them. Disaster pursues sinners, but good rewards the righteous. That disaster pursues sinners, chases them down. 22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Now this comes up every month, and I talk about it every month. And from reading all of Proverbs over and over again, a lot of people today will say, see, if you're a good man, you'll leave money to your grandchildren. You'll have so much that your grandchildren will get an inheritance. My opinion of this is that's not what this means, okay? The inheritance that you leave your grandchildren are the riches that Solomon talks about. Wisdom, knowledge, fear of the Lord, humbleness, kindness, doing good to others. That's the inheritance that you leave your grandchildren, okay? If you teach them to be wise and to be a good person and to fear the Lord above all else, the wealth will come, okay? It just will. Okay? And the sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. They never keep it. Yeah, that's what that means to me. A good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren. Children's children, the older versions say. But this inheritance is your wisdom, your knowledge, okay, your experience. Okay? Talk to them a lot. Grandchildren will listen to you. Like this, they just listen to you when they're young. 23. The uncultivated field of the poor yields abundant food, but without justice it is swept away. The uncultivated field of the poor yields abundant food. Let's go up here and open my New American Standard. Let's see what 23 over here says. Abundant food is in the uncultivated ground of the poor, but it is swept away by injustice. So, I guess if the poor that have food, they can plant food and grow food. But without justice, it is swept away. I have to think on that one, huh? 24. The one who will not use the rod hates his son, but the one who loves him disciplines him diligently. I talk about this every time it comes up to you. You have to discipline your kids when they're young, before kids learn all of their habits by the time they're 8 years old. Okay? If you let a kid get into preteen, or especially teenagers, without disciplining them, you're headed for trouble. And there is plenty of evidence out there now on the street. You just have to look. You don't even have to look that far. Okay? Most of these kids that are out here doing this stupid stuff and looting stores and burning cars had no discipline as a child. I know for a fact that my children would never have done that because I disciplined them when they were young. And that does involve spanking them sometimes, okay? Not beating them, just spanking them. I gave my kids a single swat, and they came and asked me for a hug afterwards, okay? But they'll learn everything by the time they're 8, very young. You have to teach them very young, okay? And if you don't, you might as well say you hate your kids if you don't want to discipline them when they're young and teach them this stuff. Because you won't be able to teach them when they're older, okay? They will have to learn the hard way. 25. A righteous person eats until he is satisfied, but the stomach of the wicked is empty. Right? Wicked. Stomach of the wicked is empty. Means the wicked people, they are never satisfied. They're just never satisfied. They always want more. More and more and more. Right? So there you go. That's Proverbs 13. Now, let's see what we highlighted today. Highlighted 2. From the fruit of his mouth, a person will enjoy good things. But treacherous people have an appetite for violence. Yeah? You say good things, be kind, you'll enjoy good things. Okay? Just that simple. And 3 goes along with it. The one who guards his mouth protects his life. The one who opens his lips invites his own ruin. Okay? Keep your mouth shut. Okay? Just, in most cases, just keep your mouth shut. Let him wonder. I highlighted 7. One person pretends to be rich but has nothing. Another pretends to be poor but has abundant wealth. Okay? And they're both basically the same. Okay? The person who has a lot of money, they don't want anybody to know, so they drive and they don't want to spend it. Okay? They worship their money, and they are so afraid of losing it that they hold on to it and never use it and never spend it and never use it as the tool it was designed to be used for. And, shame on them. And there's another person who pretends to be rich but has nothing. They drive a big car, and they have fancy telephones and fancy clothes, but they won't give you anything. They don't have anything. They're entitled. Okay? How dare you question me? Trying to impress people you don't know and you'll never meet. It just never made any sense to me. Okay? Never made any sense to me. It's not supposed to, I don't think. Okay? We highlighted 8. Riches are a ransom for a person's life, but a poor person hears no threat. Okay? These people that have lots of money, and it happens in other parts of the world. Okay? You have lots of money and you're rich, somebody's coming on and they're going to kidnap your children and hold them for ransom. Okay? Give me money or I'll kill you. If you're poor, you got nothing I want, so they'll leave you alone. There's no threat. Best position is to be like right in the middle. Okay, we highlighted 10. Arrogance leads to nothing but strife, but wisdom is gained by those who take advice. Yeah? Always be willing to take advice. He says, can I help you with that? Say, absolutely. They may know something you don't know. 13, we highlighted the one who has contempt for instruction will pay the penalty, but the one who respects a command will be rewarded. Yeah? Now, there's a lot of guys who don't like to read the instructions, They're like, look the book, I don't need that, I know everything, and they end up messing it up every time. Mess it up and it's falling apart, putting something together. Read the book. Like somebody smart wrote that book and told you exactly how to put it together, but now you know everything. So, and you pay the penalty. Right? That's good. 14, a wise person's instruction is a fountain of life, turning people away from the snares of death. Okay? A wise person's instruction kind of goes along with these up here. Wisdom is gained by those who take advice. There you go. A wise person's instruction is a fountain of life. If you know a wise person, listen to that wise person, especially an older person who's been around the block. They've seen some bad times and some good times, and they can help you. Okay? 16, we highlighted every sensible person acts knowledgeably, but a fool displays his stupidity. Okay? It's like to act knowledgeably, stay within the realm of the stuff you know. Okay? If you're an expert on a subject, okay? I can call myself an expert in the field of audio recording because I have a lot of training and certificates, but there's people that know 100 times more than I do. I would never say I knew everything about it, but I will act within my scope of knowledge, for the things I know. And a fool displays his stupidity. They think they know everything and they go blundering off and end up looking like an idiot. Okay? Happens a lot. 17, we highlighted, a wicked envoy falls into trouble, but a trustworthy courier brings healing. Think of the internet when you read that, because that's the envoys now. Everything's on the internet. So. And there are wicked people on the internet. Wicked, just trying to, they call them trolls, okay? Just looking around, trying to start trouble. Okay? They always get into trouble themselves, and people find out who they are. Okay? Highlighted 20. The one who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm. Right? You can't stress this enough. Okay? If you want to be wise, hang around wise people. Hang around smart people. And you know what? A wise person will let you hang around because they want you to learn. Okay? Wise people like to spread their knowledge, like to help people. Don't keep them out of trouble. You'll find these people, you won't find them in bars, you won't find them in fights, you won't find them at protests, okay? You're going to find these wise people in church. You're going to find these wise people at wise functions. Okay, we highlighted 22. And we talked about this at length. The good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Right. Knowledge, wisdom, good sense, fear of the Lord. That's the inheritance you want to leave your grandchildren. Okay? 24, we highlighted. The one who will not use the rod hates his son, but one who loves him disciplines him diligently, always disciplining them, always keeping them on the path and in line. Okay? If you won't spank your kids, you hate your kids. That's what he says. Okay? That's not me talking. That's Solomon talking. The Word of God talking. Okay? And this highlighted part of 25. The stomach of the wicked is empty, which means they are never satisfied. Wickedness is never satisfied. Okay? If a wicked person had everything in the world and owned the whole world, they would still want more. They are not satisfied because there's a spot in here that can only be filled by God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit. Nothing else can fill that. Okay? People spend their whole life trying to fill that spot. And it feels good for a few minutes, and the next day, they're sorry, and it's empty again. Okay? Only one thing can fill that spot. So, there you have it. That's Proverbs 13 for May 13th. That was cool. Lots of good stuff in there. I can check out, I think we're reading Psalms today in our Through the Bible in a Year series. Yep, Psalms. I think there's 4 or 5 of them here. So. But there's 150 Psalms, and we want to get them out of the way. So. But there you have it. Proverbs 13 for May 13th. Give us a like if you think about it. Take these things to heart. Okay? Read them over and over again. And remember, be kind. Be quiet. See you next time.